Alright guys, TacticalRab back again today. Hope you enjoyed your day so far, and today we're going to talk about the Season 1 massive update which drops yesterday. New maps in the game, major new weapon balancing update to which we finally do have the patch notes now, but alongside all of these new changes which are going to have major ramifications for competitive play, there of course is potentially some gentlemen's agreements on the horizon. Already a couple of things that are being talked about we're going to discuss today, and in coming days, who knows, maybe the pros decide that the KSP or some of these other weapons that may have found their place in competitive after this update are now actually too strong and have to be removed out of the game. Intrigued to hear your thoughts in the comment section below. Like if you guys enjoyed the video, subscribe if you are new as always, I'd greatly appreciate it. Rapidly approaching 40,000 subscribers. I am mind blown, and well, let's just crack on. Firstly, this from Garet Rehling. Raid is officially live in the game right now. I know some of you guys maybe have been having issues if you're on the PC accessing this. There was some error code that was coming up, but well, apparently that's going to be fixed relatively soon. But on console, it is now accessible. Hopefully they add it to the game battles rule set very quickly indeed, because I'm dying to get back to form on this raid map like we were back in the day. This is from Treyarch then. So the patch notes come out yesterday, Season 1 drops, etc, etc. Nice little picture of Raid here in the background. This is what the patch notes say. So let's run through all of them, crack straight on with this. A lot to get through. The Pines, which I think was meant to be called Mall or something. I think it's based in a mall. This map wasn't maybe as promising for a lot of people as they were expecting it to be, but Raid is at least there, and I imagine this is going to be a competitive play. A lot of people saying effectively they haven't really messed with it at all. It's just a Control-C, Control-V type job, and well, here we are on basically the same wage we were playing back in Black Ops 2, and hopefully it'll play to the same degree in, well, pretty much all the game modes. I'd love to see it certainly in competitive play, as we've talked about for a while. The Pines maybe, though, not quite as viable as some people were hoping it would be. Maybe some other maps will come over the coming seasons and coming days that we can have a look forward to. So, Hardpoint. Additional spawns added for all hardpoint zones on Crossroad Strike. Crossroad Strike has really been the issue for a number of people. People thinking, okay, it's kind of dodgy, and well, here we are, some additional spawns. Also adjusted spawns for Zone 2 on Moscow, and well, a Nuketown 1984 not relevant for competitive side. Search and destroy. The bomb waypoint will now fade when in line of sight. So if you're looking over at bomb site A, bomb site B or something, the thing that says bomb A will actually disappear when you're looking at it, so it makes sure that you don't have any visibility issues or something if there was an enemy that happens to be standing there. Control as well. Overtime defense will now be given to the team that has the fewer total deaths during the previous 4 rounds, because there was some kind of there was some confusion in that, okay, on the scoreboard it doesn't show kills anymore, it shows eliminations, which means, okay, that's kills and assists, right? Which means it was difficult to calculate exactly who had defense in that final round. Now it's just going to be fewer total deaths, which, well, I suppose is easier to calculate, makes somewhat a degree of sense. We'll also look at what other changes to Control they happen in just a second. Also remove some defender spawns that were too close to the A zone on Garrison, so trying to make it easier for the offense, which I think was one of the main things here. And also, this of course is the key point really in CDL Control, reduced the capture time from 60 seconds down to 45 seconds, which actually is a major impact. And so I think on certainly some of these maps it would definitely could be seen the defense was way too strong, and now reducing that to 45 seconds definitely gives the offense more of a chance to actually break in and address some issue as well, with the remaining UI would not be properly displaying the correct number of lives, which has pretty much been in the game since launch. So a number of fantastic changes here, and well, I like the direction that all these things have gone in. Weapons though is also pretty interesting. So the Mac-10 SMG is in the game, the Groza AR is in the game. Who knows whether these will be viable, but there's many other significant changes as well. So the AK-47, effectively the headshot multiplier now is completely redundant, and the Krig now goes from having to have 1 headshot mixed in amongst 3 body shots to get a 4-shot kill, to now needing 2 headshots and 2 body shots to get a 4-shot kill. Otherwise it's going to be a 5-shot kill. That's a pretty significant change, and well, the Krig was very strong with the headshot multiplier in effect, and as we're going to talk about this GA in just a second here, this really is the reason these reduced headshot multipliers, why they feel like the task force barrel on the SMGs, the AK-74U, also needs to be gentleman's agreemented out of the game. But the Krig 6 AK-47 are pretty much as good as they were, but the Krig now is, well, quite significantly worse at least than it was, with only 1 headshot needed in the past, mixed in with 3 body shots to get a 4-shot kill. Now that's no longer the case, so it's possible that other ARs could come into effect. Maybe the AK-47 will come back to some degree, and also the FFAR as well. We talked yesterday about, okay, increased damage ranges on these weapons, reduced recoil as well. So the recoil, well, this is from Exclusive Ace, did look like this on the left, now it looks like this on the right, which isn't really too noticeable, but it does noticeably, I suppose, kick left side to side than it used to. It used to go all the way from the left to the right, then back to left. Now it doesn't do that as much, so if you get used to the vertical recoil, the FFAR might be viable now. It's probably slightly easier to control, but it's, well, it's still not exactly where it was pre-patch, kind of like with the Maddox, where they nerfed it and then they pretty much brought it back to its pre-patch state during Black Ops 4. This is not the case this time around, but maybe it could still be viable in certain situations. a number of the pros have been using it. Maybe we'll talk about tomorrow exactly what the meta looks like it has solidified to be going forwards. SMGs, though, also some very interesting ones. The Milano, people were using this in the beta a lot, increased effective damage ranges. The KSP, which is like a 3-round burst one, that seems very powerful. The Bullfrog, which Zuma was liking as well, all increased effective damage ranges that may make them more viable against something like a 74U or an MP5. So we'll have to stay tuned for this, because certainly some of these could be very useful indeed. Tactical rifles changed, sniper rifles somewhat changed, and yeah, the pistol as well. So the Magnum may even be a viable pistol in this game right now, and some perk changes as well. And that's pretty much all that is relevant for us for the competitive side. But yeah, on the whole, I think really positive with these changes. Kenny says, like, the FFAR is back. Actually, is it? We'll have to see by tomorrow what the meta is looking like. As the KSP, I've seen it being used. The FFAR, people are using the AK-47 again. The Krig still maybe the best AR in the game. It's kind of difficult to tell, but we'll have to see how things develop going forwards. And as Exclusive A says, he really likes this KSP, this 3-round burst type SMG in the post patch, kind of like the Chicom CQB from way back in the Black Ops 2 days, but actually much more powerful. It still relies heavily on attachments, but with a decent setup, it is almost untouchable up close. So who knows if this is going to be viable in competitive play as well. And as Luty says, in the European side, the AKs are now back in action, and people are using this for a few days post-weapon tuning. So a lot still to be determined. However, what we've also seen as a result of this is gentlemen's agreements coming into effect. It tends to happen, right? Things get buffed, things get nerfed. Are things now too strong? Like, what things need to be changed? And TJ doesn't seem particularly happy with it being a gentleman's agreement league in this context. So the task force barrel on the AK-74U it's been something the pros have been using for a number of weeks now. It increases the effective damage range. I think it increases the bullet velocity as well, but it also noticeably increases the recoil. So I kind of used it for a bit. I wasn't sure if I particularly liked it, but as Clayster says in this clip we're going to look at in a second, really effectively it just increased the damage when you were hitting headshots and made it so you could have a lot less, shots to kill in a load of instances if you had a headshot mixed in with some of your body shots. And he's effectively decided, or the pros are at least testing it out, that with the Krig and the AK-47, their headshot multiplier being nerfed, does it also make sense to have the Task Force barrel, and that increased effective damage range effectively made it like a high caliber attachment, where it made it so that given the extra damage range, it meant that the headshots actually did more damage over range, and they haven't nerfed the headshot multipliers on the Krig from 1.4 to 1.2, and the AK from 1.4 to 1.3 on the SMGs. That change hasn't happened, therefore they're kind of wondering, should the Task Force barrel be GA'd and we play without it? No, I wonder whether you guys think that's a viable change in the comments section below. But as Crone says, look, artillery and cruise missile being used and tested in pro scrims, that's pretty cool to see, certainly. Auto sprint GA'd, not sure if the amateurs are doing it, and then the Task Force barrels and maybe other damage barrels as well may have been gentleman's agreemented today. So I'll share this clip from Clayster. You can't actually see it right here, but yeah, he talks about the potential of the Task Force GA. They're just testing it right now, but yeah, certainly something which could be in the works for a pretty interesting reason.
Guys, everyone keeps asking about Task Force barrel, man. Krigs had high cal built into the gun. Subs sucked. The damage barrel upped the TTK, but only if you got headshots. So it was a high cal barrel. High cal, high cal. We were both using high cal. High cal on the Krig got nerfed, so we're trying out removing high cal on the 74U. Nothing's been GA'd yet. We're just testing it to make sure everything's still viable. Because why would we leave high cal in for the subs but take high cal out for the ARs? You know, they removed the headshot multiplier, or they nerfed the headshot multiplier in the Krig and the AK.
Also to mention this, so as Crone says, the CDL Operator is coming very soon indeed. So competitor CDL, this type of stuff. I wonder if at some point, or I wonder when, they will actually release proper team camos and team outfits into the game. Given this is coming so early in the season, it's pretty exciting to see. Of course, we sit here with a CDL Operator, but with no league play, of course. With we have really no idea when the league is actually going to start. I was expecting maybe an announcement sometime this week on when the league is actually going to begin, sometime in January. But we'll have to see. Maybe that announcement will be delayed. Maybe they're still discussing things behind the scenes, but yeah, with the CDL thing in the game, you'd imagine that relatively soon you would expect a league play thing, you would expect maybe some other team camos and operators and stuff like that in the game. That'd be certainly very exciting to see. It's probably the earliest we have anything CDL related in the actual game itself for many years now, which is certainly very promising, but hopefully they can follow through on the rest of the stuff, because certainly having team camos and stuff that are implemented relatively early in the cycle rather than just for the World Championship as they tend to be, and it always takes so much time time for some reason. Yeah, it would be great if we got them earlier this year, because there's always so much excitement and so much buzz when the league begins in January sometime. That's one of the most viewed events. It always tends to go. The launch weekends is one of the most viewed events, then it falls off for a few months and then like ramps back up towards the World Championship. That's kind of how it's gone, the trajectory the last few seasons. So hopefully they can build off that momentum when the league actually does begin. I imagine in sometime late January, and well, drop league play maybe at a similar time or even earlier, and have a lot of, well, social media fanfare around the CDL. That could be very beneficial, and something like the operator skins coming into effect is also going to help that out. But yeah, pretty cool to see regardless. And just to finish off with this pretty remarkable clip here from DiamondCon, this was in, of course, the scouting series. We're going to talk about this later today. Bit of drama between Doug Sintermartin and Christopher Parasite Duarte. Yeah, remarkable stuff. But yeah, the scouting series definitely lighting a lot of fire under a lot of people. We're going to talk about exactly what that was yesterday. But pretty remarkable clip here from DiamondCon. Absolutely smoking people with the sniper rifle. Just aim higher. Intrigued to hear your thoughts in the comment section below on all this stuff. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did enjoy it, I'd greatly appreciate a like on the video. Really helps out the YouTube algorithm to know you enjoyed this content. Other people like you may enjoy this content as well, and help grow the competitive Call of Duty community. Thank you for watching as always. Take care, and I will see you next time.
Yeah, these guys are rogue.
Bomb active.
Come on, Mom. There's literally 2 of them.
Someone's in the chow. Yeah, they're gonna keep shouldering you.
You got this.
Oh my god, dude! Oh my god!
God.
Jesus,
That
bro.
was nasty. That was fucking
That was
nasty.
disgusting. Wow.
Oh
I just watched.
Bomb offline.
J-Man, he got